US inflation rises to 3%, causing the market to quickly pummel. Moreover, CEO Kris of Crypto.com is sending some cryptic tweets here. So a lot of things are happening right now, but what does it mean for you? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only Coin Baron, and this video I'm strapped in a bit differently because unfortunately I did have an accident, but luckily this video is sponsored by WolfSwap, so I can pay my medical bills. But okay, WolfSwap is the leading DEX aggregator on Cronos, but more about that in a few minutes. First, I want to talk about the first news item of today, which is the CPI reading, so the Consumer Price Index. You might have read the headline that US inflation is increasing once more. And that's also true because in the previous month, in December, the inflation was only 2.9%. So right now, with a US inflation rate of 3.0%, as you can read here, for the all item index, yes, it is increasing very, very slightly. But I would say it is still in the margin of error, so nothing too big in my opinion. Also, if you take a look at all the other items here, so the more detailed view, shelter only rose 0.4% in January. We got, for example, here, gasoline 1.8%, quite a big one. Food at home 0.5%, and also food away, so restaurants increasing 0.2%. So okay, guys, in general, it is quite an increase, but I think for the majority of you out there, you will not really notice any difference. It is though different for people right now investing because as you can see right here, for example, for Bitcoin had a big scare. And that was also not only Bitcoin, also traditional markets here. So this is the S&P 500 with, of course, the futures here. So guys, people are scared. People are really scared. And especially risk assets might fear a bit more delay for any rate reduction regarding interest rates from the Fed. That is also what we do see in the Fed Watch tool, where we can clearly see that, well, the chance of getting a rate cut are very, very slim in the month of March 2025. And even in May, the odds aren't that great. Starting in June, things start to slip a bit more, but I would say only starting in September, the odds are higher for a rate cut than lower. This is particularly interesting for people holding risky assets like, for example, Cronos or other altcoins. And you can see that more clearly here on this chart, where we overlay Bitcoin dominance and the M2 money supply, which is the red line here. And every time this red line goes up, so the money supply is going up, you can start to see a more clear downtrend for Bitcoin dominance. So this is really where altcoins or other risky assets start to outperform Bitcoin. And we are still right now recovering really from the previous period where we actually reduced the M2 money supply, so quantitative tightening. But if you really start to get to the previous level once more for the M2 money supply and print more and more, so real quantitative easing, then we can start to see maybe things like this here. Based on the latest CPI data, it does not seem that the Fed is in any rush to lower interest rates. So guys, no altcoin season yet. But we might have some bullish news with this tweet here by CEO Kris. But first, a few words by our sponsor. WolfSwap is an easy-to-use on-chain DEX aggregator. So if you want to make any swap, for example, from CRO to their own Moon token, you can easily do so on their own website. Or you can also do some other things on the WolfSwap platform. For example, amplify your own tweets or actually launch and ape your own token on Wolf Street. Check them out, guys, in the link in the description down below. Up next, we do have the tweet by CEO Kris, so let's quickly read it together. Definitely a rough patch for altcoins right now, accurately reflected in the community sentiment on crypto Twitter. Market consensus is that moving forward, the highest performing projects will be those able to create consistent demand. Keyword, guys, consistent demand. Be it via finding PMF, so product market fit, redeploying free cash flows, successfully launching ETFs, or being part of reserve building initiatives that tap capital markets. It is up to everyone to do their own research and identify such projects and act accordingly. Written by CEO Kris. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a bit of speculation from my side here, but I'm quite sure that Kris right now is talking here about the CRO token, so Cronos. And let me also zoom in a bit more why. But for example, I already can show you, ETFs are planned for the CRO token. So take that one into consideration. With some help of AI, Crypto G Party actually made a nice write-up about this topic and why Cronos checks off all these boxes. So let's read through them one by one, with the first one being the product market fit, so the PMF. And really there you can see that in the Cronos roadmap for 2025, so this year, it really emphasizes scalability, interoperability, and also developer adaptation. And that is really good, ladies and gentlemen, because also if you read the roadmap, and I made a complete video about it, so check it out. But in the forefront, it's all about CRO and how CRO can be used. So for example, AI tooling, but also burns and of course gas still. So I do believe honestly that CRO on that front has a great product market fit. Furthermore, we do have redeploying free cash flows. And what it does mention there is that Crypto.com has consistently reinvested into its ecosystem, and the Cronos roadmap also reflects this strategy. Key initiatives include, for example, the infrastructure development or the ecosystem growth, or also just user adoption. Because guys, anyone that is coming in right now, thanks to, for example, the Formula 1 sponsorships or the Champions League sponsorships, those are also potential Cronos users or CRO holders out there. So definitely guys, Crypto.com is also using its cash flow to improve the ecosystem or increase the amount of users. But okay, we have also one more thing, launching ETFs. Well, the Cronos token itself is not like a launchpad for ETFs, but the CRO token will get its own ETF probably in Q4 of 2025 if you take a look at its roadmap. But okay, we still have to wait and see, but I do believe it will get approved later this year, looking very promising. And then finally, we do have the reserve building initiatives. And it is really interesting there, guys, because Crypto.com, the creator of CRO, is really actively involved into reserve building initiatives. For example, here with their very own custodian service, for example, for institutions or governments. And also in general, Crypto.com has great partnerships and great connections within the industry. So far, so good, I would say, for also tapping into the capital markets. Even though that maybe CRO is fundamentally very sound, it is not yet reflected in the price of the CRO token, as you can see here right now on the CRO rainbow chart, as we're still trading here in the green zone, which means absolute discount. And also, if you take a look here down below, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are still oversold for the CRO token. So this might be absolute discount, but guys, like I mentioned before, it is not yet time for true altcoin season. So you might have to be a bit more patient, and that does hurt a lot. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about the CPI data, or what do you think about this post by CRO? Are you still bullish about CRO, or are you becoming more and more bearish? Let me know in the comments down below, and also do not forget to hit the like button and of course subscribe for more. Also, if you're interested, in this video we compare BNB to Cronos.